go now to the United Kingdom, and there is incredible excitement ahead of this Sunday's Euro 2020 final between England and Italy in London. Prime Minister Boris Johnson is even considering a special public holiday should England win. Now, you'll have seen the crowds at Wembley on Wednesday night when England beat Denmark in the semi, showing just how much society has opened up since the massive COVID vaccination programme in the UK. Well, I'm joined now by Benji Hyer, our correspondent in London. Benji Hyer, it's always great to chat to you. So for us here in South Africa, to see the sight of that packed stadium in Wembley, it was a sense of longing, but also a sense of fear, because we are nowhere near as vaccinated as the UK is. Talk to me about the build-up to the final on Sunday, but also whether there are any concerns that Wembley might become another super spreader.
Yeah, in spite of those concerns, it should be said that the anticipation and excitement is building here because, well, it's such a momentous occasion. England's first final in a major tournament in 55 years. The last time they played in one, the World Cup final in 1966, which they won. And we are, as you say, expecting about 60 to 70,000 people, much like we saw in the semi-finals, packed into Wembley Stadium behind me. That is in spite of the fact that Britain is still in lockdown, essentially. So it was a surprising and quite new sight for us in the UK to see that. The reason why it was permitted is because UEFA, the organisers of this Euro 2020 tournament, essentially made it very clear that if the finals were to be held in London, here at Wembley, that it would have to be done in front of fans. It couldn't be a case of simply doing so in front of a half-empty or fully empty stadium. And therefore, England complied, and we got to see huge amounts of crowds here, which was very exciting. But there are those concerns, it should be noted, and those concerns are the fact that cases have been rising in the United Kingdom. That Delta variant, the numbers are going up and up and up. And that's why provisions have been put in place here. To attend the game, for example, you've got to have a vaccination or you have to prove that you are COVID negative. The worry, however, is what happens elsewhere, what happens at pubs across the country, what happens when crowds congregate outside if England win. So the hope from the government is that not only can the national team succeed and win this massive tournament, but also it can do so without infections and cases rising afterwards.
Yeah, it really is a big concern. Still lots of cautions. We know that the link between increasing cases and deaths has been broken quite clearly through the vaccination program, but as you say, there are still cautions. But we're also seeing your travel restrictions changing. Tell us more about those. I presume South Africa remains on the red list.
It does, yes. So anyone planning to go to South Africa from the UK on holiday and then return to the UK will still face quarantine in a hotel for 10 days and a very expensive hotel bill at that. But there are changes to what's called the amber list of countries. So the UK's been operating under this traffic light system, green, amber, red, due to the severity of COVID-19 in countries around the world. And those on the amber list is where the most recent change has been. The change being that if you return from an amber list country and you are fully vaccinated or a child, then you won't have to quarantine for 10 days when you arrive in the United Kingdom. It's a move that obviously has been welcomed by the travel industry, and bookings went crazy afterwards. EasyJet, one of the main budget airlines here, say bookings went up 400%. BA as well, seeing huge surges in demand. That's British Airways. But there is always a caveat, isn't there? The fact is that society and the globe has not reopened entirely. There are many countries where it's difficult to get to. Firstly, the United States is not allowing Brits in. Italy, for example, another major tourist destination, you have to quarantine from the UK going to Italy, and some countries like Israel require vaccination even for kids. So even though people are hoping to get a summer break, it's not as simple as being able to choose anywhere in the world and booking there on holiday, just not yet.
Yeah, I'm sure that the coming match on Sunday at Wembley is a huge distraction and a wonderful moment of release. What are the odds? Who's in favour of England winning? Is there a sense that they might just do it?
Well, the optimism is really high here, but I think that people have learned over the years not to expect England to win everything. We've had so much unluck over the past couple of years that people just want to kind of see us put up a good fight, essentially. In terms of who's the favourite, the bookies are suggesting that England are. Home advantage could really tip it in England's favour. However, Italy are a really formidable side, have also done tremendously well in this competition. It really is anyone's game. Anything could happen on Sunday, but the fingers are being crossed here in the UK, especially by the government, that they can pull off a remarkable and historic victory.
Well, you can be sure we'll be watching. Thank you so much, Benji Hyer, coming to us live from London this evening. Still